Welcome to my video on F1 2012. In this video, I want to discuss why I don't personally think this game is a worthy successor to F1 2011 and what Codemasters could do to actually improve this game. Now, I want to start off by talking about the positives. This game has many of them. Just by looking at the screen right now, you can see that the graphics and the overall quality of the actual racing is great. You can see how speed is accurately represented in this game. And even though my driving doesn't really do much justice for it, which I'll come on to later, it does look fairly amazing. You know, the trees look really realistic, the car looks really realistic, suspension, you know, when I'm going over the corners, you can see everything lifting. It's rather amazing, and obviously this is on ultra, so it would. But even on lower settings, it still looks pretty good. And even if your computer isn't very powerful, like it's a couple of years old, you can still run this game, and you can get fairly good results. Let me talk about gaming wheels and compatibility with this game. The majority of gaming wheels are going to be compatible. I tried, I think it was about a 4-year-old Thrustmaster gaming wheel. I don't know if you've heard of the company, and it worked just fine. Excuse me. Which was impressive. I mean, many other games I've played on it didn't work at all. I mean, Dirt 3, for example, nope, didn't work. This game worked fine. I personally use a Thrustmaster F430 racing wheel. It's a very good wheel, and it's about £110 nowadays. So, you know, just by the price, it's not bad. It's no G27, but it's not a bad wheel for those of you into that kind of thing. Next, I have to say that any F1 game, I mean especially F1 2012, if you're not into Formula 1 and racing, if you just want to have an arcadey racer, just do yourself a favour and do not buy this game, really. I mean, sure, if you want to, go ahead, but I think you might be disappointed. It's not what you'd expect if you want a racing arcade game, like a Need for Speed game. It has a lot of simulation to it. You don't have to take part in any of that. For example, you don't have to, you know, adjust your suspension or your braking or your gearbox or anything, but it's recommended. If you're just going to be racing on easy the whole time, then I don't think there's much point in buying this game. It's a good game if you want simulation. Average, actually. I say average. Now, what else? I want to say, I really want to get into the bad things because it really put me off. But there are a few other good. I mean, I don't know, like there you see awful driving. Yeah, I'll get onto that later. What else is good? Car models. They're really good. I don't know if I said that, but I mean, as I said, they are very high quality. You know, everything about this game screams quality and realism and simulation. This is a shame, big shame. That one thing is missing. Just one thing. And that thing is steering. You probably don't know what I mean by that. Now, let me talk about F1 2011. That game is great. It had a lot of YouTube coverage. You know, people like... I know I watch one. His name is Andrew Bortz. He's a very good F1 2011 racer. He's amazing. I mean, because racing on expert and then, you know, actually doing well is not easy. And, you know, not spinning out the whole time. But I played F1 2011 for quite some time, you know. I mean, I got fairly good. I could come in the top 10 in a Ferrari, one of the higher end cars, something like a HRT. And I did well. And I got used to the steering and it was fine. I mean, I enjoyed the game a lot, and then I installed F1 2012, and I'm horribly disappointed. And Now, I don't know if a Formula One... I don't, I don't know if F1 2011 was fake, or is this is fake. Because cars in this game seem to have a lot more understeer. And for those of you who don't know, understeer is when you turn the wheel, the car doesn't turn, but instead goes straight. Oversteer is where you lose your back and you go spinning. Yeah, so basically understeer is where you can't turn in time. And I noticed that for some reason, cars seem to understeer so much. And this is why my times in this game, like, seem to be much worse than F1 2011, because I'm driving a lot more carefully to not go off and go into the sand and spin out. It's ridiculous. I don't know what they've done. It just ruined the whole game for me. Everything about it is brilliant, apart from that. It's so annoying. Like, you can see me constantly braking. On that corner, I'd be almost going flat out in F1 2011. And why can't it happen now? I don't understand. Does Formula 1 technology change over a year? That cars suddenly have a lot more oversteer? Understeer? Or is it that F1 2011 was not a realistic simulation? Or is it that F1 2012 is a bad game because it can't actually represent F1 cars? I do not know what the problem is, but it got me really angry at that. Because I was installing, and I was like, okay, this is going to be a really good game to play, I'll enjoy it a lot. And that is just not the case. I don't know what they've done. It's really, really sad. Because, I mean, I'm not going to play this game. I can't play it. I just can't get used to the understeer. I'll be braking in for a corner and it just won't happen properly. You know? I'll go off almost every corner if I try to race like F1 2011. And it's really hard to change your muscle memory when you're used to it. Like, you see me there, Hamilton overtook me because I had to do a lot earlier braking to not go off again. Even on that corner, you know. I'd normally be doing about 70 through there, or 60, but I had to do about 40 because again, of the understeer. It's really annoying and really sad what they've done. Oh man, I was expecting a lot more from Codemasters, but I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know what they've done to this game. Had so much potential. They went and screwed it up. And I don't know, I'm not a brilliant driver, okay? I admit that I race on expert, and you see me there, you know, it's not the best. But again, I'm scared because... Oh yeah, and another thing I just forgot to mention now. My gaming wheel. Okay, I said that it works with gaming wheels, and that's an awful lie. And again, I understeer with that horribly. That was a horrible corner. And yeah, with gaming wheels, the problem I have is my Thrustmaster F430. The force feedback works fine, but I just can't get the settings correct, because usually I don't even know what it's called. I think it's a dead zone where if you have your wheel centered and if you turn it just like a little bit to the side, like 2 degrees, it won't register, because that's not just the way it works. With this game, if I turn like a millimeter, it's really sensitive, and there is no way to adjust sensitivity. It is so annoying, so annoying. I'm afraid of turning corners because I'm afraid I might just spin out if I turn a bit too much. There is no way. It's basically like driving not being represented realistically. It feels like really twitchy and annoying, and as soon as you turn a bit, it's just woof, and you're off. So literally, I was putting so much concentration into racing, just this race, and in the following races in the rain, you'll see me fail miserably. Because as soon as I turn a bit, I just crash. I really don't know what they've done. And I can't get anything in the settings that would stop this from happening. Anything. I really have no... And you see me cutting the corner like an idiot. That is horrible. No, but, you know, this is... I was expecting a really good game, and I uninstalled F1 2011 and put this on my SSD, and I just... paid £20 for it, and it's just a disappointment. There's no... Apart from the young driving test, there's barely anything different from F1 2011. Oh yeah, and the America's Grand Prix circuit, and I don't even like it. If you play F1 2011, don't buy this game. It's not worth your money at all. There is no point. It's simple as that. There is no point to buy this game. Because it's basically the same game over again. And I actually prefer F1 2011 now because of the steering and how the car is handled and everything. I don't know why, but the settings are exactly the same. However, that game recognised my wheel just as this one did, but you know, it actually calibrated it to work properly. And now I'm in 5th place, and eventually I'm just gonna spin out, and the video's gonna end. This clip is gonna end, and I don't know what they've done. Also, braking. It's completely different now. I don't know what, but it's like really everything is really sensitive now. That's the way I'm gonna describe it. Everything is really sensitive. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because it's actually realistic, but somehow I doubt that. I doubt they can get it that wrong in F1 2011, but this franchise has been around for a while now. It came out, what, 2008 or something? Sure they get it right in 3 years. Surely. I really don't know. And you can see here, like, a bunch of cars just trailing behind me. I cannot control the car properly. It's I'm sorry if I'm having a rant here, but, I mean, I was expecting a really good game. And it really let me down. It really let me down. I don't know. I don't know. So, for those of you who don't know, this is a Spa Grand Prix in Belgium, and did you see that? That was horrible understeering. Spa Grand Prix in Belgium, one of my favourite racing tracks. I've learned it really well now, so. Disappointment, really. Massive disappointment. This was such a big shame that they didn't manage to get this one right. Such a big shame. It had really good potential.
Stay clear of the white line. We don't want
now, if in the comments someone says, "Hey man, you're an idiot for doing this and this, do this and this in the settings, and it'll be fine," I'm like, okay. I'll take everything back what I've said. Because if everything wasn't so sensitive and understeer wasn't so prominent in this game, this would be a great game, just like F1 2011 was. Almost crashed there. That was a good game, okay? It's a really good game, and so is this. But it's not worth £20 or £35 you're going to pay for an Xbox. It's not worth that money. There is no point in getting this game. Just because the circuit in the Americas, sure, if you want, like, the most modern representation of F1 with all the circuits and all the teams and all the racing, with all the racing drivers, then yes, get it. But personally, I wouldn't. I'd stay with F1 2011. And now you see me racing at night. This is the Shanghai racetrack, and it's heavy rain. And you can just see the car is impossible to control. In F1 2011, I had no problems coming in the top 5 in the wet. On expert, this is, not on easy, okay? I had no problem in this game. I have huge problem. Huge problem. Look at that understeer. Is that supposed to happen? I was doing 50 miles an hour. Surely a Formula 1 car should have more grip. I know it's wet, okay? I got tyres which are made for wet conditions. You know? It's not supposed to be like this. And I'm constantly getting penalties like an idiot, but just ignore that. Look at that understeer. It's almost like I'm driving a Ford Fiesta or something. It doesn't feel like a Formula 1 car. It feels horrible. I'm sorry, but aren't they supposed to have, like, the most grip out of any cars? Just cutting corners there. I'm pretty sure they do. But it doesn't seem like it whatsoever. This isn't Abu Dhabi. United Arab Emirates. Again in the wet. I love the weather effects in this game. That's another great thing. Barely changed from F1 2011, but still.
Okay, the race started confirmed as wet, so we don't have to use both.
Raikkonen just, you know, spinning out. And I admit I don't know this racetrack too well. Obviously I've done it in Korea many times in F1 2011, but it's never my focus. My favourite racing track is Spa, and you can just see me horribly understeering. And again, and just look at this. It's almost like the car isn't turning. It's an F1 car. What the hell? F1 cars are supposed to have a lot more grip, and this corner's awful, I know. It's a lot more grip than this. Now look how sensitive and twitchy the wheel is. You can actually see it twitching. Like every single movement is detected. It's ridiculous. It's like within like a millimeter, and you can just feel it in the car. I hate it. I actually hate it. And then you just see me horribly. I have to brake early again because I will always understeer and go off the track, and I'm probably going to get penalised again. I don't know what to say anymore. This game is just... Wow. Maybe it's because I'm really bad. There is that 2% chance I'm really bad. But I don't know. I was good in F1 2011. I won multiple online races. Multiple. You know? I got a decent gaming wheel. Well, good gaming wheel. Most people don't even have one. Many people just use a keyboard, which you really shouldn't do in this game. And now we're in the circuit of the Americas. I think that's what it's called in Texas. Yeah, I always just... By this point, I was so annoyed. I was just like cutting corners everywhere and bashing people off the track and just not paying any attention because I was so angry. And probably spin out eventually. I mean, knowing me. And then again, you know, just showing the understeer in many places. This car should go around a corner at 100 miles an hour, yet it can't. You know, it really should be able to. And I have to slow down in the middle of the corner there. Normally I'd put on a bit of brake pressure and just turn around, but no. Not in this game. And I'm pretty sure a few people have been like, screw it, I'm not playing 2012 because they're stuck with 2011. And look at that, look at this. It's just going right off at 30 miles an hour. That's... Oh, so bad. So yeah. Let me talk about the settings menu and stuff. While we see my horrible driving, or the game being awful. So the settings menu, especially the video options, they're good, okay? You can turn VSync on, you've got many options, textures, all the usual, you know, all the things you need, anti-aliasing. And again, I'll say it again, the graphics are good. They're really not bad whatsoever. That's not the problem I have with this game. You got many things to choose from, as in types of racing. Obviously, you got just like single races, which you can choose the weather, the difficulty. Although I do have one major, well, fairly major gripe with this game. And yeah, there you go. Again, not even to say. One thing that really annoys me is the fact that you have to do the young drivers test to take part in a career. Now, sure, if you just want to get into Formula 1, okay, I can understand why. Oh my god, that's so bad. I can understand why, okay? But if you're like me and you're a seasoned F1 player, you really don't need the young drivers test. Come on, Codemasters, are you kidding me? I've raced like 400 I've done 400 races in F1 2011, okay? I don't need to be taught about how to take a corner in your stupid game. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? I don't need to drive in a straight line and hit 165 miles an hour and then brake. I know how to brake perfectly well. Or at least I did in F1 2011. I don't need to taught how to brake and take a corner. I know how to do that myself. It's actually common sense. You approach the corner from the opposite side and you go in and you try and lose as much speed as possible, which your game doesn't let me do because you got understeer. You don't need to teach me that, okay, Codemasters? Understood? Good. Don't make me do it because I don't want to do it, okay? You're laughing in our face. Seriously. Don't even know what people that were much more experienced than me felt. I mean, you got people that just play so much of this game. And then you go into career mode and it's like, oh yeah, you have to do this test. Are you kidding me? No way. No way. It's ridiculous. So this is gonna be the last couple of minutes of the video, and in this segment I'm racing, well, time trial in Silverstone in my cage room, and this really demonstrates what I mean by understeer. Like there, I literally just lost control completely, and it's not because I slid, yes. Well, it's not because I skidded. It's actually because I just understeered and I couldn't control the car, and a little movement, and again understeer, a little movement just made me spinning, and it happens constantly. It's so sensitive, and please give me an option to change my sensitivity. I mean, why isn't there one? At least I haven't found it yet. And again, understeer, horrible. And I'm on wet tires here, you know. Okay, guys. I think this 21 and a bit minute rant is long enough. So, thanks for watching the video. I'll probably do more of it in the future if I learn. See you guys later.